What's up? 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 What is up? How are y'all doing today? It is Friday, and y'all know what that means. That means we're gonna have us a good old time tonight. I'm your host, Emmanuel Noisette. Want to thank each and every one of y'all for coming out to hang out with you, boy. I always appreciate it. We do have a couple of fun little topics to talk about tonight. We are going to talk about Masters of the Universe. We're going to talk a little bit about He-Man. We also are I'm going to give you my review for Wonder Man. I did get a chance to watch it, so I'll give you guys my take on that. And then we will talk about the Oscar nominations, and I'll give y'all my predictions as well. So we will absolutely get into all of that for sure. So I do apologize also for being late. Unfortunately, I had some weird technical issues going on. Like, the setup for this show is crazy. Like, you got to tweak this, tweak that, make sure this is online and all. It's crazy. So I do apologize for that. But as we must do, let me see who has made it out today, and let's give a couple quick shout outs. We got Mama J in the building. What is going on? Thank you so much for being here. My man King Chad is here. Shout out to you as well. Who else did I say? Oh, wait, hold on. Let me turn this on. I got to get y'all involved here. 60 Plus is here. What is up? Gothic Chick, appreciate you coming through. Kiki West, always a pleasure. Who else? My man Nelson V is here. What is going on? Clinton, how are you? Appreciate you coming through. Amanda, always a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much. There goes Treese. How are you, ma'am? Thank you so much. We got the homie Tracy Ann here as well. Talented one, what is up? Good to see you. My man Mo is here. Good to see you as well. Music, how you doing? Who else? Theo, appreciate you coming through. Mitch, always a pleasure. My man Eugene is here as well. Storm Shadow, how are you? Soto, what is up? Stamina, how are you? Appreciate you, man. All the way across the pond. Mr. Soul Glow, appreciate you. Thank you. Why you got to be like this? Why do you have to be like this? Like, I'm really trying to understand why must you come in here choosing violence like that? You know what? And I'm gonna just say this too while we on the subject. I'm proud of my Bears. Okay. I expected 10 wins from my Bears this season. Only 10. And we got 11. Okay. And you know what that included? Kicking the tails of them Green Bay stinking Packers. Okay. So, and on top of that, we also made sure they couldn't get no playoffs. Listen, if we not going to get no Super Bowl, Green Bay, y'all not getting no Super Bowl either. Okay. So as far as I'm concerned, we have won the Super Bowl. Beating Green Bay, keeping them out the playoffs, that's a Chicago Super Bowl. Okay. And listen, we've exceeded expectations already. So I'm fine. I'm okay. I'm proud of my Bears. We came, we saw, and guess what? Y'all better be scared out there. Y'all better be scared, because you know what? We can only get better from here. We got rid of Eberflus. There's an immediate coaching upgrade. Caleb is only going to get better. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Y'all better be scared of this potential now. Okay, this is the first time we've had crazy potential in, like, I don't know, 30 years. So yes, we go, man, first and foremost, y'all not going to be able to tell us nothing, especially not no Green Bay fans. We feeling ourselves because we did the job, and we're only going to get better. Okay, we're going to get better. So anyway, thanks, but no thanks, Mr. Soul Glow. Whatever. Who else? See, now I don't even want. Shout out to everybody that's made it out. Y'all done got on me to fit it. Ooh, no. I do see some people asking for the link. Y'all, you can always check out all my shirts. I usually put them on the link here, but if you are interested in the current shirt right now, I'm gonna put the link in the comments. You should be able to get that there. I think I posted it right there, so y'all can grab that. But feel free to go grab that, because I feel like this is gonna be a question I'm gonna have to ask a lot. It just feels like a question you're gonna have to just walk around all 2026 and maybe 27 and 28 you might just need to keep asking this question just to find out. So yes, if you want that, feel free to go grab yourself one right there. I put the link in the comments, and then I'll post it a little bit later as well if you guys are interested. Let's see, Natalie. Somebody take me to the Oscars tonight. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. We will absolutely be talking Oscars a little bit later on. Let's see. Regina, yo, EFAM Center celebration tonight. Yes, we do have a lot to celebrate. And thank you so much, Tracy. Centers watch party redo. Oh, please, E, sir. You know, I mean, listen. If it because I know they just put it back out in theaters. I feel like, and we'll get to this, if Sinners wins Best Picture, I feel like that might be worth it. I feel like that might actually be worth it if they win Best Picture. But yeah, we'll get to that. We will get to that for sure. Okay, we will get to that. All right. I'm not going to keep you guys that late. So I know I say that a lot, but I know for a fact this will be the case because we don't have that many topics. We will go over the Oscar stuff for sure, but I know I'm not gonna keep y'all forever. So, and I'm hungry, so I got to eat dinner too. All right, but first and foremost, let's go into some quick updates. We'll just talk about some random things that have happened. Why did this get rid of my thing? Let me get my screen back. We'll go over some quick movie news. And what do we have first? First up, we've got ScarJo, who is going to be in Mike Flanagan's The Exorcist. This movie is going to come out March 12th of 2027 in theaters. So if you are a horror fan like myself, I am looking forward to this. Mike Flanagan, I am a big fan. Gerald's Game, Midnight Mass, you name it, this dude has probably been behind it, especially when it comes to a lot of the horrors on Netflix. My man has done a good job, and I am definitely looking forward to see how he can revitalize this classic horror film with The Exorcist, and to have ScarJo in there as well. I'm down for that. Speaking of horror, we're going to keep it on that because you got Paranormal Activity 8 will be releasing. That is coming out. I think we talked about this before, but that's coming out next year in 2027 as well. It is going to be produced by James Wan. So I know right there, I'm losing interest. Not because James Wan is bad or anything, but I don't really particularly care for the stuff he produces. I love the stuff that he actually directs. And part 8, why are we on part 8 of anything? Like anything. Seriously, at this point, if you at best, could y'all just do a spinoff? Could y'all just do something else? Part 8? Oh, yeah, it's too much. It's too much. Listen, why y'all got 8 parts of Paranormal Activity? Where are the Ghostbusters? Call the Ghostbusters at this point. Call y'all a witch doctor. Call somebody. This is crazy. This is wild stuff. Please stop. Please. Anyway, I done forgot what it's all about. Anyway, we talked about this the other day, last week, right? We have a God of War series coming out. And this God of War series, we found out who the main actor is going to be. It's basically the same guy that played Thor in the video game for God of War. He's going to play Kratos. I'm fine with it. It's the same dude that was in Sons of Anarchy. Let's go, right? However, if you have played the game, God of War, and if you've played the version with the Norse mythology that this series is based on, you know there's one character in this whole thing that needs to be cast in a certain way. Okay, and if you are a fan of God of War, you know one thing you cannot get wrong are the villains in God of War, right? Because that is usually your main purpose, is defeating the villains thoroughly in God of War. And if you've played the Norse mythology version, you know one character that has been getting on your nerves is Heimdall. Baldur for sure. 100%. Baldur absolutely needs to be played by the right actor. But right now, y'all, we found out who's going to play Heimdall, because Heimdall deserves all the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 piece combos you could imagine. And we found him here in Max Parker. I know one thing. I don't know Max Parker. I'm not familiar with his work. But the only thing I can say, and I do not mean this in a bad way, my man's got a punchable face. Listen, I don't know what it is. I don't have any type of real reasoning behind this. All I know is his face looks like it could be punchable. And I'm not saying he's ugly or nothing like that. I'm just saying he looks like he can get on your nerves. He looks like he can exude a level of arrogance and cockiness that you just gonna want to punch over and over and over and over and over again. Again, I don't know this man personally. I don't know his work. He's probably a phenomenal actor. And if anything, I'm just saying he looked like he can be that guy. He looks like he could be that guy that you just not gonna like. I don't know why. It's just maybe it's too much symmetry in his face. I don't know. I don't know the scientific stuff for this, but I think we got a winner. I think we got a winner. So Max Parker is going to be your new Heimdall. Once again, if you know the game, you already know Heimdall's gonna be that guy you don't like. You're not gonna like him at all. And it does take a skilled actor in order to play that role, to really get that emotion out of you. And I think Max Parker can do it, at least just going off of looks alone. So moving on, I haven't watched the movie yet, but Matt Damon and Ben Affleck have teamed up. They are doing The Rip. Now, in case you forgot, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, they are phenomenal. They're a phenomenal duo together. These guys have a long history in Hollywood of giving us some classic films and classic things. So I'm looking forward to having some time to watch The Rip. But Matt Damon has actually, shared some insight, I guess, about what the expectation is when it comes to those type of movies that go straight to live stream, especially Netflix. And I think this is something that maybe we kind of noticed, but didn't really understand until it's like actually said. And he said here that Netflix films have to reiterate the plot 3 to 4 times in the dialogue because people are on their phones. He says the standard way to make an action movie, you usually have 3 set pieces and they kind of ramp up to the big one with all the explosions. Now they're like, can we get a big one in the first 5 minutes? We want people to stay tuned in. Yikes. Now, I'm just, I feel like this is kind of sad. It's kind of sad when you think about what they have to do. And if we're being honest about this, he's basically saying we have to dumb these movies down because people are not going to pay attention. And this is something I've been talking about for a while, especially when it comes to watching things at home versus going to the movies for it. It's a different mindset. It's a different behavior. Everything is different. In other words, you about to be at home and you already have the mentality that I don't have to pay full attention to this. Why? Because I can pause it. I can go to the bathroom whenever I want. I can, go cook some dinner. I can walk around my house and scratch my butt. I can do whatever I want at home because there's a level of comfortability that requires zero effort. Matter of fact, I could probably put this movie on and leave it as background. I could even fall asleep and nobody will care because I'm at home. I'm cool. I'm chilling. But when you go to the theater, you might be on a date. You might be out with friends. You're definitely out in the company, with other strangers. There's a different level of expectation that comes around. We expect for you not to be on your phone. We expect for you not to just be talking all loud. We expect for you to actually respect the space. And when you've paid that kind of money, gotten your butt up, gotten dressed, and you make it to the theater and all of that, the least you could do is pay attention. So it is kind of wild to me that, Netflix or whoever is like, hey, we know they're not going to pay attention. Can you blow some stuff up in the first 5 minutes? We have to keep their attention like they're some 6-year-olds. Like, this is the type of stuff I would expect for my child, right? Like, if I go to a movie, I know the movie's going to have some action, some comedy to keep my kids' attention. It sounds like Netflix already knows they got to treat us like kids because we're not going to pay attention. Yikes. Oh, my goodness. So, and listen, I'm not going to act like I don't be on my phone sometimes too. I'm not going to act like that. But I do think it is kind of sad that they have to go in to these films with that mindset to dumb these things down. And this is just the state that we're in. This is where we are. It's sad, but here we are. What else do we have? I also have, we got a Luke Cage mini update. Now, I have talked to you guys about this a couple years ago. And I remember, I think I told y'all about, I think it was Critics' Choice. I went to a Critics' Choice award. I think it might have been one of my first ones. And they sit me in the back. Critics, we sit all the way in the back. The talent sits up front. And if you're interested, the big movie stars, they up front, right? They in the front row because they're gonna get called up, they're gonna get awards, whatever. Then after the movie stars are the TV stars. The TV stars are kind of in the middle, and then they put us critics all the way in the back. So I remember my table was like one row away from Mike Coulter, who plays Luke Cage. And I remember I got up and I was just, all I want to do was just say hi. I didn't want to, bother him or nothing. I was like, oh, Mr. Coulter, just wanted to say I enjoy, Luke Cage, and I enjoy what you did on Evil, because I really like the TV show Evil. This man got up, walked over to me. Like, I was like, hey, you ain't got to walk up. Like, I just want to hi and bye, But he got up, had the decency, like, had a full conversation with me. And I remember during our conversation, I was like, hey, man, we don't have a lot of big, bald, good black actors, strong, swole looking dudes that could just walk into a role like Luke Cage like that. Like, it kind of sucks that, because at the time, this was a couple years ago, the Netflix series had ended, right? So Netflix was done. They sold it back to Marvel. So I was like, hey, man, like, I really hope that you keep playing the role, because we need that kind of representation. There's not a lot of y'all out there like that. There's not a lot of black, swole, good acting dudes that can do this role. And you've been doing a great job. And, and the only reason I'm sharing this is really because he's already talked about it elsewhere. So, it's already public knowledge. But one of the things he told me that I found really interesting, he was like, man, it's hard. Like, it's a lot of physical work, right? And I can't knock him for that, because I'm sitting there thinking like, well, don't y'all have stunt doubles and stuff? But, my man is like actually in the role, like he's doing the work, and it's a lot of physicality in it compared to, if he was just doing like something like Evil, where you're just acting, right? Like you're performing, but you're not like beating people up, you're not jumping through windows, you're not doing all the physical labor, right? So what I got from the conversation was that he was like, man, If Luke Cage happens, cool. But if it doesn't, I'm fine with that too. And I was just like, all right, I don't blame you. I understand, but we need you, right? So anyway, over time, he has kind of, a lot of people have been asking him, like, hey man, like, what's up with Luke Cage? Listen, we just saw Daredevil, right? We just saw Daredevil come back. We just saw Punisher featured. We just got confirmation that Jessica Jones is coming back. So the real question is, what is Finn Jones doing? Yeah, we're gonna take a break. I'm sorry. We gonna take a break. What is Finn Jones doing? Because if we're going down this path, and this man constantly wants to talk about being the great Iron Fist, I need to know, what is he doing? Here we are. Chilling out, Max, and relaxing all cool on a rock. Right? On a rock. I'm not signed up. Yeah, just all right. You on the scenery. He got the seas. He got the views. He like Drake. He got the views. He looking at pyramids and stuff. He's looking. He's looking. I feel like that could be a waterfall back there. He might be chasing waterfalls. Finn Jones might be out there chasing waterfalls. Y'all know what would be dope? It would be so amazing if he was on a secret mission to travel the world and maybe train with like some martial arts masters in a dojo somewhere. I would have so much respect if this man, while he's out there, while he's doing all this stuff, was like, man, let me go travel and train with these monks. Let me go ahead and train with this grandmaster. Just teach me a couple moves. Let me learn how to be like water rather than look at water. But hey, y'all, it's all good. It's all good. Anywho, sorry for that detour. I just felt we was right there. It felt like a natural transition. It felt like it. Back to Mike Coulter, people that actually work for this stuff. He revealed that he has had talks about returning to Luke Cage. Okay, now he said, I've had conversations, multiple, and I'll leave it at that. Daredevil's back. Jessica's back. We're in a better position to see this come into fruition faster than we think. Oh, I like this. I like the sound of this. Listen, if they not trying to do nothing, that's going to be a conversation. Just one, singular. But conversations, I like the sound of that. So yes, I think the writing is on the wall. I think it looks very apparent. My man is still in shape. You got the rest of the defenders showing up little by little. The real question is when and where they show up. But please don't let this be a distraction. Whatever y'all do, please recast Iron Fist. Anyway, very, very happy to hear that. That conversations are happening, and I'm happy that he's being elusive about this as well. I feel like that's a great sign for sure. All right, that is it for the quick updates. Y'all let me know what you thought about them in the comments down below. Natalie, and that's on Walton Payton High School. Come on through, bear down. All right. What are we gonna talk about next? What are we gonna do? Let's do some DCU updates. So we do have a couple of updates here with the DCU. They are primarily going to be. Oh, actually, let's kick it off first. We do have something to watch, and that is our very first teaser of Jason Momoa as Lobo. So let's get ready for this. Okay. So, let me get this up. All right. So we got Jason Momoa as Lobo. As you know, he is appearing in Supergirl. And that is going to be his debut as the character. But now let's kind of check him out and see how the main man actually looks.
You have any comments about playing Lobo? Finally.
Yeah. Oh, he got the teeth. Okay. And it's coming out in June. I like that. It's coming out in June. So that is not too far away. He's got the motorcycle. It's all fire. I'm with it. He's got the teeth. He's got the look. Listen, this has got to be the easiest money for Jason Momoa. This man just needs to wake up, go to makeup, and he don't need no lines. He can literally make up whatever he wants because this man is Lobo. Everything you say, he can improv whatever he wants. He can say whatever he wants. This is going to be a cakewalk for this man. Okay? I've said it before. I say it again. The same way Robert Downey was perfect for Iron Man, Jason Momoa was born to play. There ain't nobody else out there. And I'm talking about the other people that have played Lobo. This is for Jason Momoa. That's it. Okay? There's no competition. There's no seconds. Like, he's got this. Do you realize how much effort would have to go into Jason Momoa making this bad? Like, he would have to intentionally try to be bad at this. Because if you go look at them Fast and Furious movies, I'm sorry, but some of y'all actually watched it. But if you go back and watch that, if y'all go back and watch Aquaman, this man has been Lobo all this time. So I think he is in a great place. I feel like this is fantastic for him. I am excited for him. I am looking forward to this. I mean, yeah, like if the jokes don't land, if the writing is terrible, if the it's gonna have to take a lot to make this bad. A lot. But outside of that, this is a dream setup for him. Okay, dream for real. Next up, we do have some Batman news within the DCU. Of course, you know, the real question is who's gonna play Batman. I've already told y'all, hail to the gnaw for Alan Ritchson. Alan is my guy. I love Alan as Reacher. He is a fantastic actor. But as I've said before, and I'll say it again, he's too big for the role. Pause. He's too big. He's too swole. He does not make sense as Batman. It can't work. Okay. I know some of y'all want that comic accuracy, but y'all have to realize he's not going to look right. He's not going to look right. So you have to get somebody that actually looks normal. Okay. Because Batman actually can blend in with people. If y'all saw a 6'3", big, super swole, 300 pounds of muscle dude in a suit, you're not going to sit here and think that might be Batman. Y'all not gonna be like, man, he stick out like a sore thumb. That might be Batman. So anyway, we got a new contender throwing their name in the hat, and it's a familiar face. Y'all might remember this guy, little dude named Star-Lord. You know, Chris Pratt. He is actually throwing his name in the ring, in the hat. And he says he sent James Gunn a Photoshop image of himself as Batman with the mask on. And he just said, ha ha. James Gunn was like, ha ha. So it's safe to say I'm not going to be Batman, according to Chris Pratt. I also would like to join James Gunn in the ha ha. And I would actually like to raise it up a notch and hit him with the Sagat laugh because are you mad? Sir, in what world? What? No. Chris Pratt is Batman? If y'all want to throw the money away, y'all can just say that. Y'all can just, sir, now you know good and well. If you wanted a role, if you wanted one, because let's be honest, James Gunn loves giving his friends roles. I'm not even mad at that. You know good and well you have a 10 times better shot just going for Booster Gold. That's what people was going to cast you for anyway. Just go be Booster Gold. You could be the time traveling, bumbling idiot dude who's, you know, that's easy. It's fun. It's within your skill set. It's perfect. If that's what you want to go do, go play Booster Gold. Leave Batman alone. Batman's not for you. That's not. Stop. Y'all, Batman is where the money resides. You don't put that in the hands of somebody, and I'm not trying to diss Chris Pratt. I'm not. But sir, your last couple movies, they have not been working. They just haven't. Outside of Star-Lord, they haven't. Okay. Y'all be thinking I'm playing. Okay. Y'all think I'm playing. Okay. Let's take a look, because you know I don't just be making this stuff up for no reason. You know, Electric State, 14 with a 67. That sir, that was your movie. 14%. He just came out with Mercy, the AI movie or whatever. What's that got now? Where's Mercy at now? 20%. Upgrade. Upgrade to 20%. Sir, who finna give you Batman? You see why James Gunn laugh, right? Listen, James Gunn is your friend. If my friend came here and said, hey, E-Man, can you lend me $10,000? Guess what? Man, you crazy. Because that's a funny joke. It's a funny joke, right? Chris Pratt is Batman, sir, with a 14 and a 20. Sir, please go sit down. Please go talk to the Russos. Ask them, when will Star-Lord return? Why? Because at the end of Guardians, they said Star-Lord was going to return. You need to be asking Marvel, when is that return happening? Don't text nobody else. Text Kevin Feige, text the Russos. Don't text nobody else about Batman ever in your life. It's not for you. Anyway, in addition to that Batman news, as I've said, Batman is where the money resides. Batman is the money maker for DC. I don't care how good Supergirl does, or Superman, or Lantern. None of that matters. If Batman fails, James Gunn DCU is done. Period. Okay? You cannot have a functional DC anything without a good, solid Batman. All right? Now, I have told y'all this too. The director that was named for Batman Brave and the Bold was Andy Muschietti. Now, I have mixed reactions to that news. For one, I like Andy Muschietti. I loved what he did in Mama, you know, for the most part. I like the It movies, and more recently, he just gave us Welcome to Derry. Chef's kiss. That stuff was perfection, right? So Andy knows what he's doing with that. However, Andy also gave us The Flash. And The Flash was atrocious. The Flash was not good. The Flash had its own set of problems. I'm trying to be fair here. The Flash had reshoots and all this other garbage going on, change of execs at WB. It had a lot of issues. But some issues, according to Andy himself, some things he made the decisions on. Like that terrible Superman sequence that made no sense at all. That was his decision. He chose that. So I can't blame that on reshoots. I can't blame that on this person did this or that. No. Sir, you made that choice. And to me, it did not work. Not to mention, we're not even going to talk about how you was caping for Ezra Miller, but that's a whole nother story. So, y'all don't forget, The Flash was so bad that they had to do a flash sale on The Flash. Y'all remember? I forget what the exact deal was. It was something like, hey, buy this movie, come and see The Flash for free. I think that was it. I think they had a BOGO sale because they needed people to come and watch The Flash. Does anybody remember The Flash? Oh, what was the Flash movie sale in theater? I think that's what it was. I'm pretty sure it was something like that, wasn't it? Like buy one, get one free? Either way, the Flash bombed. It was a flash bomb. It was bad. It was so bad, they owed people money. You know that's bad. You cannot go in the negatives. It's one thing if you make some money and you just don't make a profit. It's one thing if you make some money and you just don't make a lot of profit. That's fine. But when you owing people money, yikes. Yikes. So, and I've also criticized James Gunn for this too. This was like his first go round as an executive, and he turned around and, first of all, called The Flash one of the greatest superhero movies out there. That's a problem. That's a problem. Before it even came out. Then, as an executive, you pre-hire Andy Muschietti before the Flash movie comes out, and you say, hey, this is going to be my guy. The guy that just failed and tanked at the Flash is going to be my guy for my top earning, number one selling franchise character, Batman. I'm sorry, but that's an executive level mistake. Now, I'm not saying he couldn't have had Andy as his first pick. That's fine. You a director. Directors know directors. I get that. But you went out and announced it. And you put yourself in a corner to basically be like, oh, yeah, he gonna do it. He gonna do it. Now, I've already told y'all this as well. This would be a great time to conveniently have some scheduling issues and conflicts and find another director. Listen, no shame. No shame. Matter of fact, I would applaud it even if y'all lied through y'all teeth. I would not care. If you want to sit here and tell me, you know what? Welcome to Derry season 2 and season 3. It needs so much time. Andy has to go do other things. That's okay. That is okay. I'm fine with that excuse. But I'm going to tell y'all what I'm not okay with. It was bad enough that The Flash, it was bad enough that y'all sat here and called The Flash one of the greatest superhero movies before it came out. It was bad that this man tanked the movie. Y'all owe people money, clearly. You named him the director of The Batman. And then you went and doubled down on this. because Christina Hodson is officially writing the script for Batman Brave and the Bold. Do y'all know who Christina Hodson is? She wrote The Flash. You know what else is on her resume? Birds of Prey. Did y'all like that Harley Quinn movie? You remember the Harley Quinn movie that bombed? Y'all remember? What is going on? What is happening? Why are y'all taking Sony Pictures crazy pills right now? Because y'all acting real Sony-ish right now. This is the type of nonsense that we have seen from Sony when they would do all their Spider-Man-less movies. Because y'all remember, the Spider-Man executives will sit here and say, you know what? Venom 2 bombed. You know what we should do? Make the writer of Venom 2 the director of Venom 3. And matter of fact, while we're in it, let Tom Hardy do some stuff too and write. It can only get better, right? Like, it's moments like these when I sit back and just think, how come y'all get to make all the monies? How come y'all get to sit back and put this in our faces to consume and get paid? Because I feel like if it was almost any other job, except for the current government administration, but that's another story, a level of meritocracy would need to kick in, right? Like you would have to sit here and be like, you know, based on past performance, maybe this ain't for you. Maybe we have you go write a TV show. Maybe we have you go do a straight to streaming movie. And if it does well, okay, now you can climb yourself back up the ladder. But I cannot understand. You had a movie flop. So you bring back the director. And on the same movie that flopped, you bring back the writer. And then you put those same floppers on your number one franchise. I'm okay. Let me be extremely fair. I'm not going to say that this has 100% chance of failing. Not saying that at all. But I'd be lying if I said the cards are not stacked so high, not in y'all favor right now. It's like, what? Y'all just, it's almost like if you was playing a sports game or something and you was like, you know what? We gonna give the other team a 20-point handicap and let them go up first. And then we gonna come from behind. Why do you want to play to win like that? Why do you want to stack the cards against you that much for a come behind victory? They could win Batman Brave and Bold. I'm saying there's a possibility this could be solid. Matter of fact, actually, I'm gonna give Christina a little other little credit here. She also, before WB went into all the hand changing of executives, she did write a script for a Batman Beyond movie with Michael Keaton. She did do that. Now, according to reports, WB execs really liked it, but clearly they didn't like it enough to make it happen. But, you know, I don't know. Y'all, I'm gonna leave this up to you. What do you think about having not only Andy Muschietti back, but you're also bringing Christina Hodson in? The writer and the director of The Flash are now going to be in charge of the Batman Brave and the Bold. This is the very first Batman movie in the DCU. Let me know what you think. Do you have high hopes? Whatever you think, let me know in the comments. Yikes. Duncan, the Flash was Ash. I like what you did there, and I agree. Yeah. Duncan, back at it. They did the same thing at Fox, had the writer of X-Men 3, X-Men Dark Phoenix. James is worrying me. Not only that, they had Simon Kinberg, the Bizarro Feige. Bizarro Feige not only did I make a terrible X3 and a terrible X-Men Apocalypse, but now I'm gonna get in the director's chair and do Dark Phoenix. Like I'm gonna make sure that if this ship is gonna sink, it's gonna sink hard, even harder, faster. I don't get it, y'all. I really just don't get it. Okay. Let us thank you so much for that support. Do we have another trailer? We have another trailer. It's actually a Darth Maul trailer. Let me pull it up here. To be honest with y'all, I didn't even know that this show was coming out. I thought it was kind of like, y'all know how Star Wars be. Like, oh, we got something. And no, you don't. But it's a TV show and it's animated. So, there's a chance. Put it up here. So, I think this takes place right after Star Wars Clone Wars, and I believe right before Rebels. So I haven't seen this yet. I am curious because I'm still under the impression of like, why do we need a Darth Maul? Like Clone Wars and Rebels, they kind of told the story of Darth Maul. So I'm sitting there thinking like, I mean, we know he came back. We saw him kind of sort of pop up in that Solo movie that was not good, and I don't think anybody even watched. And we saw what happened to him at the end of Rebels. So where are we going with this? I don't know, but maybe this will tell us. Let's check out the Darth Maul trailer.
Times have changed. I will show you the galaxy for what it truly is. See things from a new perspective.
Is this what our future holds? Always running.
I invite you to look more closely.
What are we dealing with?
Good question. And I offer you an opportunity.
Okay. Oh, you gotta have this thing. Got this stuff. Okay.
Maul.
We have all been made to suffer. We survive, but do not live.
Ooh, we got hallway scene. Okay.
The Emperor wants you dead.
Dark
Chains can be broken.
Hang on!
And empires can be shattered.
Wait. What did this man just do? Did he just throw his whole lightsaber baton thingy and just slice and dice everybody? You did not do that. Are you kidding me? And then he caught that sucker right back. Hold on. He caught that sucker right back to block someone else. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something. This is all I want. This is all I want from Star Wars. Okay? This is all I need from Star Wars. You give me the Force, you give me some lightsabers, a dark light side, whatever. I'm with this. I don't even know what the story's about, and I don't care. What? Oh, yeah. Did I tell y'all I got into another Twitter argument? Did we talk about that? Hold on. I know we talked about the one battle thing. Did I talk to y'all about the Star Wars beef I got into on Twitter? I don't know if we talked about that. Do y'all remember? I don't think, did we? Maybe. Anyway, just in case if we didn't talk about it. Friend of the channel, Josh over at Den of Nerd. My man did a post. He made a post about, actually, where is it? Let me see if I can pull it up. I don't know why I got to get into drama. Listen, I don't be bothering nobody. When I tell y'all for real, I don't come in. I don't try to do anything to bother nobody. Okay, I really don't. I do not look for no smoke. All right, so there was a tweet where it was about the news regarding Andor and how Dave Filoni reportedly does not like Andor, right? And listen, I get it, like maybe he is, maybe he's not, whatever. But Josh made a comment and he was like, it's because Andor is not Star Wars. Okay. And of course, that got a lot of people riled up. Now, I believe I understood what he was saying. Okay. Now, obviously, Andor is Star Wars. It's a part of Star Wars, right? But I'm just under the impression that, like, okay, what he means here, and Josh obviously can correct me if I'm wrong on this, but the impression I got from this was Andor is a change of pace. It's a change in direction from what we normally get in traditional Star Wars content. And to me, that's not wrong, right? Andor is not your traditional Star Wars. It's not about the Force. It's not about lightsabers. It's not about Jedi, the dark side. It's not. Andor takes a hyper-focused look at the tensions of war, rebellion, imperialism, all of that stuff. It goes into the rebellion, all of that stuff on the ground level from a much more grounded perspective. And that's fine. It gets into the politics of it all, right? So I made a comment. And all I said to follow up was, Andor is to art house films as Star Wars is to Avengers films. And it's fine to love art house, but Star Wars, as George Lucas said, it's meant for 12-year-olds, right? So, like, when I tell you people started getting all in their feelings, and y'all know who they were. Y'all know Twitter already is a toxic place. But let me just explain what I meant first. All I'm saying is you have art house and you have Avengers films, right? What is the commonality between those? They're both movies. They're just different styles of film. One is much more artistic. It's much more rooted in the themes and the vibes and stuff like that. It's more auteur. That's what art house is, right? Is art house for everybody? No, it's not. But at the same time, you're going to have Avengers films, which are commercial. They got explosions. It doesn't require the deepest thinking. It's simplistic. It's more accessible to more people. And that's what Star Wars has been. You don't have to usually go into Star Wars and get into some deep mindset of like all the different intricacies of imperialism and politics and all. Nah, man. Hey, man. The good guys are over there with the blue and green sabers. The bad guys are over there with the red saber. That's what Star Wars has been for 40 plus years. Like it or not. Can you dig deeper and find other stuff? Yes. But the very basic core fundamental of Star Wars is good versus bad. That's it. That's why George Lucas said it was for 12-year-olds, because he wasn't trying. Yes, there are deep things, but Star Wars ain't meant to be that deep. Andor is much more sophisticated. It's much more rooted in deeper conversations, more critical thinking type of issues. And it's not going to be for everybody. Just like Art House. Art House is a little bit more niche. Boy, when I tell you the nerds came out of nowhere. So what do you mean? 12-year-olds, they can't enjoy Star Wars, or kids they don't deserve quality? I'm like, what? So quality is only regulated to highbrow art house style content? There's no room for subjectivity regarding quality for different audiences? Because last I checked, maybe to a 12-year-old, Avengers is the greatest thing they've ever seen. Who am I to tell them that it's not? I'm not going to be the pompous, pretentious jerk to be like, oh, you like you like the prequels? Well, actually, Andor is sophisticated. That is a real Star Wars. No, I'm not a jerk like that. Because I'm okay with people liking what they want to like. I don't have to sit here and be like, well, because this is much more sophisticated, it's therefore better than what you personally enjoy. Nah, we don't have to do that. We don't have to do that kind of gatekeeping. Matter of fact, that's one of the reasons why a lot of people don't like certain Star Wars fans. Did I say all? No, I didn't. Keep your thinking caps on. That's why some of y'all that like to gatekeep and stuff, like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Stop. So all I'm saying is, and actually this is also what Dave Filoni said. Dave Filoni was like, listen, Andor, it's going to appeal to a certain audience, and it does, and that's fine. And that to me is like, it's still part of Star Wars. It's not going to be for everybody. Doesn't make it bad, doesn't make it great. It just means that it's going to appeal to a certain crowd, and the rest of Star Wars is going to do the same. Anyway, and I think my other point that I also made was just the fact that, like, sometimes certain shows or franchises, they don't grow with everybody. They really don't. I am a Power Rangers fan. I love Power Rangers. Power Rangers does not grow up with me. They are keeping Power Rangers for them 12-year-olds. I'm not mad about it. Right? Like, I'm not mad. Like, it is what it is. What would I look like being mad because Power Rangers didn't grow up with me? Would I appreciate an R-rated, more mature Power? Hell yeah. I'd be first in line to watch that. But I also understand it's not for me anymore. I grew out of it. I don't have the expectation that Star Wars will grow up with me. I appreciate that it does. So I can respect and appreciate something like Andor because it is catering to an audience that has been growing up with it for like 40-something years. That's great. I love the same thing when the MCU does that too. But anyway, it's not something I'm gonna cry about, like it's not Star Wars. Whatever. It's fine. Anyway, if anything, that should be a lesson that Twitter is a terrible place to be. Do not go on Twitter. Twitter is terrible. Anyway, y'all let me know, what did you think about the Darth Maul trailer? Feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Talking about childhood. Okay, now's the time. Got to talk about my childhood favorite cartoon. Well, one of my favorites, because it was also Ninja Turtles. But we finally have Masters of the Universe, and we finally have a trailer for it. It is done. Let me pull it up. There it is. So we can finally check this out and see what's going on and where they're going with this. Is this going to be something good? Is it going to work? I don't know. We'll see. So let's check out Masters of the Universe, the trailer. Let's go.
All that stuff that only exists in legends and bedtime stories. Talking tigers, spaceships, and magic swords that can make a man as mighty as a god. Where I come from, that stuff is real. Why did you send me away?
I wanted you to be safe. So I sent you to a place I knew that they'd never find you. There's...
This obsession with nerd stuff and sword things, it's not a good look for human resources.
I know it sounds crazy, but that sword is gonna show me the way home.
Sir, you can't do that.
Don't worry, the sword's mine.
Hang on, it's about to get weird.
What am I supposed to do?
Is that Idris? They got him as man in the arm.
Take the sword. You protect them.
That is Idris. Okay, Mr. Elba. Okay. See it. I have the power! Okay. Okay. All right. All right. So I recall that Jared Leto is playing Skeletor. I like the fact that we don't know what he even looks like. I like the fact that he's definitely covered up. So I don't think anybody who, you know, be hating on Jared Leto is really going to be, you know, upset or whatever. Like, you know, he's playing the character. Fine. I'm cool with that. You know, what's the guy's name? Nicholas Galizzini or whatever. Listen, we gave him credit. I gave him credit that this guy was a lot skinnier, and he did get in the gym. He put in the work, and he trained, and he got there, right? Like, you know, he put on the muscle. I'm not trying to body shame, and I'm really not body shaming, but I can't say that this looks like the depiction of He-Man at all. Is he in great shape? Absolutely. But let's be real. He-Man is based off of a dude that looks like a ridiculous, you know, Mr. Universe. He's a big old barbarian, hulking figure. Like that's what he is. This is giving me athletic soccer player. Minus leg day. Hey man, your leg's probably better than mine, but I'm just saying, that's not what I would think He-Man would look like. And I've said this before, the easiest thing y'all could have done, easiest thing, y'all literally could have done exactly what they did with Shazam. You have one actor playing the normal person, then you bring in the buffed up other actor. Alan Ritchson is right there. He got the blonde hair. He's got the muscles. He can act. I don't even care if Reacher was too busy. Like, y'all could have hold off on this movie until he was available. This man is a walking He-Man in himself. But y'all decided to say, nah, just take your shirt off and put the stuff on. No one's going to know. No one's going to know. Again, my man is in great shape. He does not look like He-Man shape. Hold on. Actually, I saw something. Okay. Here we go. And I know we give AI a lot of crap, but you know what? Sometimes that's what He-Man would look like. That, like, somebody went and took AI and put him in there. Look at the leg day. Leg day not skipped at all. That looks like a barbarian, muscular dude infused with magic. I'm not saying that this Nicholas dude needs to even be that, because again, you could just hire a different actor, but that's He-Man. Now, I will say, at least from the looks of it, Skeletor looks amazing. Skeletor looks exactly the way I would hope he would look. And I am very, very interested in seeing how this goes off. But you know what? I don't know. Like, this whole trailer, to me, it's giving me the same vibes that I got from Dungeons and Dragons. Like, I don't... It looks like it's going to be like one of those action adventure with a sprinkle of comedy type of things that, if I had to guess, will ultimately just end up being an okay popcorn movie at best. Matinee, maybe, if I'm just looking at it. I mean, I enjoyed Dungeons and Dragons, but it's not something I would be like, oh my gosh, this was amazing. Like, it was good. It was fine. I was cool with it. But anyway, y'all let me know, what did you think about the Masters of the Universe trailer? Did you enjoy it? Whatever you think, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Regina, E-Man, you lobbed the grenade on Twitter. I don't know why. Like, I didn't even think what I said was controversial. I was just like, look, they're just two different. It feels like they're two different genres or two different styles of content. Like, I didn't know why people took offense to it. I didn't know. I mean, I don't know. Tracy, Andor isn't sophisticated. It's well written and thoughtful. No, themes that kids don't face every day. Who's gatekeeping? Did you finish season 2? Let me go in reverse order. No, I did not finish season 2. Who's gatekeeping? Star Wars, the real Star Wars fans. Yeah, I mean, I agree that it's not something that kids face every day, right? Like, they're not going to deal with, fascism and authoritarianism in their Star Wars content. Let's just say that. But no, I actually disagree. I do think that it is sophisticated, and I think that good writing is sophisticated, right? Like, it doesn't mean that it has to go over people's heads. I'm just saying that the way that they execute the complicated themes that they get into, because let's be honest, everybody does not understand politics, right? Like, we are living in a world where people do not understand, and I'm talking about not kids, the average person in America does not understand politics. They don't understand how it works. They don't understand. You have people literally voting against their own interests based off of, I want to own this side of the political aisle. So to me, when you're able to, like, really articulate those themes or those issues in a coherent way, I think that that's sophisticated. I think that it is, but and yes, and thank you for that, Bose. Relative to Star Wars, It's absolutely sophisticated. Yeah, like we're talking about like Star Wars to Star Wars, right? I'm not talking about like, oh man, you know, what's like sophisticated? Like, we're not talking about like this needs to be the greatest of all time type of stuff. No. I'm just saying, based off of what we've gotten in Star Wars, this is the highest level of writing and, you know, performances and stuff that we've gotten in a long time, if not ever. And that's credit to Andor. That's giving credit to it. But thank you, Tracy. I appreciate you always. Love, thank you so much. Appreciate the support. Natalie, dang, I'm glad I picked up the 50-pound dumbbell at the gym. Hey, get it. Yes. Thank you so much. Let's see. Duncan, the buffer the man, the lesser the acting skills. I mean, you know, you either gonna put that that practice, you either gonna put that time in the gym or you're gonna put it on the stage. Maybe. But again, like I said, like I just want to know, did they even try? Did the studios even think about hitting up Alan Richardson? I just want to know if y'all tried. I'd love to know if y'all did and he said no. Okay, fine. At least you tried. But if you didn't try or think about it, now I have to question. Did y'all want a good movie or not? Quiet one. Most actors as big as He-Man are usually stiff in the fight scenes, but he most likely passed Finn on his way to the gym. You mean Finn was going to the airport to travel and the gym was over there? Okay, if that's what you mean, I understand. Because ain't no way Finn was going to the gym. We know that's not true. We know it's not. We know this man would rather go spend his time in nature than in the dojo. We know this. Anyway. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Is it time? What do I have? Oh, okay. Now I got to talk to y'all about Wonder Man. Wonder Man comes out, I believe, in the next couple of days. I think it comes out next week, maybe. It's not. I don't think it's out yet. Wait, is it out? Hold on, let me find out. Wonder Man release date. No, it comes out next week. Okay, so it comes out on the 27th, and it will be on Disney Plus. So obviously, because this is early, I'm going to make this as spoiler free as I can, which means I can't go into a lot of depth, but I will give you guys my best in terms of keeping it spoiler free. So let's kind of start off with the beginning here. So I'll give you the intro and then we'll go into the good, bad, and all the other stuff. So starting off, you have Simon Williams, who is a Hollywood actor, and he's thrust into a world of superheroes as he gets powers of his own and becomes the new superhero Wonder Man. Okay. Now, in case you did not know, basically, he is going to audition for the role. There's a director who wants to make a movie about Wonder Man. And Simon, this whole series is about him auditioning to be that, to get that role. So first off, let's see. I think that we can go with the setting. I actually like what we got in terms of the world that they created here, right? We know that we're in the MCU. And we know that this world is full of superheroes and stuff, right? I loved the idea that we are now in an MCU where it's not like something where the Avengers showing up surprises people. We got a taste of this kind of obviously in Ms. Marvel. But in this one, I like the fact that everybody knows about superheroes. It's rather than it being a big deal, I like the fact that it's gotten more intricate and more specific with the society. So, for example, just like how we had the Sokovia Accords, We have different laws that are also involved here, and we see how those things play out. And I liked the level of nuance that added into this. And it's really just making Wonder Man feel like its own thing. Matter of fact, there's an episode that gives us an entire backstory to even more depth into how superheroes are entrenched into this world and society. And I actually really like that episode. You'll know it when you see it. It's the black and white episode. And it does give a certain level of context. I will also say that I like the plot. I like the backstories in some of these, especially with that one I just mentioned. That I thought helped out very well. One thing that really stands out is the on-screen chemistry, the performances with Ben Kingsley and with Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. These two gentlemen, they are basically the catalyst. They're the driving force. Their relationship is what propels the entire series, and it works. It does work. I thought that they do a very, very good job in this series together. Of course, as you remember, Kingsley plays Trevor Slattery, and he used to be the Mandarin. But of course, we found out he was always an actor or whatever. So they use that with Simon, who is also an actor, and I think that works. I think it works in a very good way. You get a lot of emotion, you get a lot of story between the two, and that works. And I would also say this too. I really liked, and of course, this is going to be personal to me. I like the family drama. You do have some family drama and some elements in here that make Simon who he is. And of course, it grounds his character, it grounds the story. And the reason why I find this especially resonating is because Simon is the first, I believe, Haitian American in the MCU. And I'm with that as a first generation Haitian American. So shout out to the MCU for highlighting a little piece of my life, a piece of my life that I never would have thought to see on TV, on the big screen, let alone in the MCU, to the point where they even got the parents, the family, the neighbors speaking Haitian Creole. And I'm sitting here like, et quoi ça la fait? Not parle Creole? Like I'm getting into my Creole Haitian bag. Like, what we doing? What? Get out of my face with this. Seriously. So it obviously I'm going to be a little bit biased with that because that was close to me. It's not something I see, but I appreciated the level of authenticity that they put into that. So okay, hey, that's it for the good. Now for the bad. I think one of my bigger issues with this was probably I did not care for the antagonists in this story. I won't specifically give away who or what the antagonist is, but it did not work for me. The antagonists in the story, they don't really feel like the villain, but at the same time, obviously there's some gray in there. It just was not engaging. I was just sitting here thinking like, I don't care. I don't care. Like, and the funny thing is the MCU tried this antagonist before. And notice I'm not saying villain, I'm saying antagonist. They tried this antagonist before and they couldn't even get that off the ground. It did not work. They tried it, but it didn't work. So to me, that was a swing and a miss. It was pretty weak. It felt kind of forced. And the other thing is this. I think for the most part, a lot of people are going to be looking forward to this, but they might be disappointed because you're not going to get a whole lot of action here. This is not your traditional, MCU entry that's going to give you all the fight scenes and all this crazy stuff. I mean, some stuff does happen, but this ain't it. If you coming in here looking for superpowers and, listen, they got a pinch of it. They put a little superpower stuff in there, but it's not a lot. It's not a lot. So it's just like if you were going into a Star Wars movie and you were expecting the Force and the lightsabers and all. Listen, it's a little bit. Hey, one person got a lightsaber and one person moved a spoon. Like, it's not about that, right? So, to me, one of the reasons why that was a little disappointing was only because I don't feel as though they really explored enough with his character, especially in that regard, because it is a big issue and you'll find out why it's an issue, but I don't think we had a good enough balance. So now that's not going to be a problem for everybody. It was an issue for me. So take that how you will. So that's it. So weak antagonist, not very action heavy, and I'm not even saying it needs to have action every 5 minutes, but it did kind of feel light on that side. So with that said, let me get into the reason. And I'd say this. Look, Wonder Man is a niche MCU entry that really feels like it trades in the general MCU audience for that more hardcore film buff crowd. Now, it does serve as a solid introduction for a new Marvel character, right? We get Simon Williams, and that is wonderful. However, I think that it barely does excuse me. It barely does enough to really create a desire to feel invested in Simon's story. This show, it's not going to dive much deeper in his story, nor is it going to give, I don't think, enough for you to be like, oh man, what's going to happen next? I can't wait to see him again. It gives you enough to be like, oh no, this is who he is. And that's cool, but it might not be what most people are signing up for, especially if you're looking for that MCU action superhero stuff. So if you don't mind the smaller story, if you don't mind the more personal angle, then this could be it for you. But when it comes to the rating for Wonder Man, the series, I think I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. To me, the show was okay. I do believe that you need to binge this. I'm pretty sure Marvel's dropping this all at once, and I do think that that is the better decision. There's no way you can make this work if you have to sit and watch it week to week. And I think that, again, the best way to go into this, lower the expectations. Don't go in there thinking that you're going to get the kind of action like you did in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Don't even think that you're going to get the level of action that you got in Ms. Marvel. That's not what you're getting here. If you are remotely interested in the life of an actor, if you like that story angle, go for it. I feel like this is more of a show for actors and movie buffs and people that love the Hollywood stories than it is being as accessible for the general audience. I don't know if the average person can sit down and watch Wonder Man and be like, I like this. Maybe they do. I don't think the way the MCU has trained people today that that's going to work for everybody. And yes, it does feel like the studio, right, on Apple. Thank you. Good comparison. It feels like, Marvel's version of the studio, but from an actor's perspective. And again, some people will like that. I just don't know if that's going to be for everybody. But it was just okay to me. Shout out to the Haitian American angle, though. Love that. So anyway, you guys let me know. Do you plan on watching Wonder Man? If and when you do, come on back to this video and let me know what you thought about it. All right. Wait, Tracy, what's it? Feels like a diss, a part of our fam. I thought our fam was based off love of different types of content. Just asking. I'm not dissing nobody. If you're talking about Andor, that's not a diss. Just because, listen, when I talk about different genres and different types, that's all I'm saying, right? It's the same way how like some people will love horror and some people will not like musicals. It doesn't make one better than the other. It just means that people gravitate to different things. So when I talk about Andor, and if I say that it's not like traditional Star Wars, that's not it's not a bad thing, right? Like now I understand to the people that like traditional Star Wars and they'll be like, oh, Andor is boring. Okay, it's bad to them. That doesn't have to be everybody else's opinion. If you like it, that's great, But no, I would never diss y'all like that. Stop. No, not at all. I will diss y'all for liking Venom and putting money in their pockets. I will diss y'all for paying money to go see Fast and Furious and making us have to get another one come down. That I will hold y'all accountable for that. Because that's y'all movie. That's what I will hold y'all accountable for. But no, other stuff, never that. Oh, come on now, JN. Oh Lord, the jerk cauliflower wings had me knocked out. Wait, jerk cauliflower. Hold on, the fake chicken. Gotta watch the replay to catch it all. Excellent shirt, sir. Thank you. Excellent shirt. Again, y'all can find the link in the comments and I'll put it in the description. I need some real wings. I cannot do the cauliflower wings. Nah, I feel like that's gonna be. I need the actual chicken. I need the chicken. I can't do the fake chicken. Okay, I can't. Let's see. Oh, come on now. IET, let's go. Jesus. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. JN, Wonder Man and Secret Wars potentially. Well, that's the thing, right? So, like, the story, like I said, it's an introduction, right? It's just like, yo, here's who this guy is. He exists in the MCU. There's no like overarching story. There's no, tune in. It's very self-contained. Like it's a very isolated. This is just what it is. So if he showed up in Secret Wars, sure, okay, but there's nothing in this series that says like, there's an incursion happening. We need a Wonder Man. Like that's not what this is. So could he show up? Yeah, because he technically exists. So sure, he could absolutely show up in Secret Wars. JN, don't remember the antagonist in Madam Web. No one should remember Madam Web at all. How about that? Let's go there. I don't even want to access the part of my brain to try to think about that. Let's just not. Didn't even remember that movie existed. Let's see. Nelson, is Wonder Man connected to the greater MCU universe? Only to the extent that he exists. Like I said, you're not about to have Loki popping up, or Kang the Conqueror, or here's the Fantastic Four and Wonder Man. You're not getting none of that. You're not. Like, all you have is this is Simon Williams. This is his struggle for the week, and that's it. That's it. Like it's self-contained in that way. So, like I said, go in with low expectations, binge it if you can, and let that be where you go with it. We'll see, right? Ooh, Okay, nerdy, what you got? If Michael Green can write an abomination like Green Lantern, yeah, and then years later write Logan, Blade Runner 2049, and Blue-Eyed Samurai, I think that's proof any writer can turn it around. Give Hodson a chance. You're right. And I did, right? I did say at the end, it is possible that they could still pull it out and they could still make a great film. It is definitely possible. However, after Green Lantern, you needed to give me a Logan and then a Blade Runner and then a Blue-Eyed Samurai. That's a nice positive trajectory. Hodson gave us Birds of Prey and then The Flash. Like, you're not headed in the right direction. Can you turn it around? Yes. But would you really take the risk with your number one franchise? I'm just saying, to your point and to your example, I can't see anyone saying, hey, Michael Green, right after Green Lantern. You know what? Let me be, because I want to be fair. And I like Michael Green, by the way. Great writer. I want to look at, what did he do? Wait, is that the same Michael Green? Hold on. Yeah, the one that did Logan. Yes. Blue-Eyed Samurai, Logan. Yeah. Great. When did he do Lantern? Lantern was a while back. Okay. He did Lanterns in 2011, right? He did it in 2011. And after that, he went off and did some other stuff. He did Lantern, he bombed 2011. It took this man 6 years. 6 years and 2 TV series, or the series and a special, to come back and do Logan. So, I'm just saying, you might need a little time to marinate, lick your wounds, work on some other stuff, build yourself back up, and then come in. Because I admit, doing Logan, who was a franchise player, that was huge. That was huge. He did Alien Covenant too. Michael Green, hold up, dog. I like Alien Covenant. I need to talk to Michael Green. I need to find Michael Green. We need to have a conversation. And he did Blue-Eyed Samurai. Man, I need to talk to this man. Just for fun. But anyway, like I said, I do believe that there's a shot, there's a chance. I personally just would not risk it based off of past performance that quickly. I hope that makes sense. Duncan, what you got? Does Wonder Man have a point in your opinion? The point is to introduce Wonder Man. It's to let you know the struggles that Hollywood actors go through. That's it. Like I said, this ain't something for you to sit here and be like, even Ironheart had a larger MCU function. Hey, here's more of the dark magic, or here's an element of science and magic coming together. This is not that deep. It's not. See what, like people said, it's like the studio. Here's what actors go through. Here's what it's like to get an audition. Here's how they prepare. That's what it is. It's a nice little rags to riches type of story, potentially. Like, it's not that deep. Sorry. Quiet One, sounds like Hodson needs a co-writer to help turn their writing style around for Batman. Possibly. Now, we've never seen Hodson's Batman Beyond script with Michael Keaton. We've never seen that. So I don't know how she could write for Batman. You know what? To her credit, I'll give her some more credit. I do think that in The Flash, Batman with Michael Keaton was probably one of the better parts of the movie. So maybe she does. Maybe she can do Batman right. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Okay. Let's get into the last topic for tonight. See, look at that. We're making great time. Let's talk about the Oscars. So recently, the Oscar nominations have been released. We do know who is up for different categories. We have some historic things that have happened, some records that have been broken. So I thought that it'd be fun if we just kind of went through a couple of these. We'll go through the main ones. Let's be honest. Don't nobody care about every category. You don't. Okay, I don't. But we can go through some of the main heavy hitters and talk about not only just the nomination, but also who I think will win, potentially. Y'all can feel free, obviously, to chime in as well. So let's start off first with best makeup and hairstyling. You have Frankenstein, The Ugly Stepsister, Sinners, The Smashing Machine, or Coco Huo. I don't know how to pronounce that. If I had to pick one of these, now The Rock, I mean, they put a wig on the Rock. I got to give that to Frankenstein. Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, Jacob Elordi. If you've seen him, they made a real monster. And throughout the film, they use a lot of different makeup and stuff that is very, very convincing. So I would have to get, if there was no Frankenstein, I would give it to Sinners. Because one thing that I would definitely give credit to with, and shout out to Ruth Carter, with the makeup and the hairstyling, a lot of the characters looked exactly like the time period. I mean, even with the comb over perms and all that, they look exactly like the time period. At no point did I see people with the Killmonger, haircut and stuff like that. So they did a phenomenal job. But to me, I think Frankenstein would win that. I would be very okay if Sinners wins it, because even from the costumes here. And by the way, don't forget, they got a lot of these costumes from Marvel. Remember, Blade was supposed to be a period piece, and they was like, nah, we ain't gonna, we not trying to make no Blade movie. Are you mad? Here, Ryan, y'all can have WB, y'all can have this. That's fine. Moving on, we got Best Animated Film. We got Arco, Zootopia 2, K-Pop Demon Hunters, Little Amiel, the character of Rain, and Ilio. First of all, where was Demon Slayers? How was Demon Slayer not on this list? Either way, it doesn't matter. K-Pop Demon Hunters has to win this. Unquestioned. If K-Pop Demon Hunters, one of the most streamed things ever on Netflix, does not win, I don't know what you need in a good animated film. This thing, it's a good movie. It's a good movie. My pick would be for K-Pop Demon Hunters for best animation. I think Zootopia might be second, but K-pop it's riding a wave like no other, and it's still going hard. I can't see something else. I just can't. Next up, we got Best Original Score. You got Sinners, One Battle After Another, Hamnet, Frankenstein, and Begonia. First of all, I don't know why Begonia is there. I don't know why Frankenstein is there. Hamnet, go away. There's no question in my mind that this has to go to Sinners. Now, I do believe, and we'll get into it later, this is going to be one of those awards that the Academy, and I'm basing a lot of my predictions not just on my personal preference. I'm also basing it on what I believe the mindset is of the body of the Academy and the voters. And I believe that in a predominantly white-based voter category or voters, they gonna give the music award to the blacks. I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. They gonna give it to the blacks because they love them some black entertainment. And Sinners just did have phenomenal music. I lied to you. Like, they had great songs. I can't even name you songs from One Battle After Another or Frankenstein or whatever. I can't. So I think this should be a shoo-in for Sinners. Shoo-in. Next up, Best Adapted Screenplay. One Battle After Another, Hamnet, Train Dreams, Frankenstein, or Begonia. This is going to be tough. My gut tells me that the Academy might give it to Hamnet. If I had to pick my personal favorite, I would give it to Frankenstein because Guillermo based this off of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein and put a different twist to it, which I really appreciated. But I got a sinking feeling One Battle's gonna win this one. I would be fine if it went to Hamnet. I would prefer if it went to Frankenstein. But I got a feeling, and I'll put this as my official prediction, it's going to be One Battle After Another. I don't think it should, but I got a feeling that's where it's going to go. What else we got? Okay, now, Best Original Screenplay. Sinners, Marty Supreme, Sentimental Value, It Was Just an Accident, and Blue Moon. Blue Moon, It Was Just an Accident, Sentimental Value, please go have a seat somewhere. Go away. Not today. Thanks for playing. Marty Supreme, in my opinion, would be the closest at a potential upset. But to me, it has to go to Sinners. It has to. Now, I already can hear the argument of, oh, it's just Dusk Till Dawn. Oh, it's just, Salem's Lot. First of all, you don't really have a lot of movies that don't take inspiration from other stuff anyway. So you can miss me with that. Because last time I checked, I ain't seen no period piece black vampire films. That to me is enough originality in itself. So for an original screenplay like that, not to mention the quotables, I love it. Y'all clan, the quote, like just, you got to give it to Sinners. I'm predicting Sinners, my personal favorite, and what I think the Academy will inevitably give to them. They're going to throw them a bone. They will throw them a bone. And I think that's going to be one. This is going to be interesting. The Best Supporting Actress, Tiana Taylor, One Battle After Another, Amy Madigan and Weapons. That was Aunt Gladys. Inga, not going to try that, with Sentimental Value. Wumni Masaku in Sinners. And Elle Fanning in Sentimental Value. Very, very interesting right here. Very interesting. I'm actually surprised that there weren't other contenders, but this is going to be tough. I think Madigan can do it Only because she just had a stronger presence as a supporting role. I mean, she makes sinners. Not sinners. She makes weapons, right? Like, you don't have a weapons without her, right? Shout out to Woomney, my, table seating partner when I was at the Sinners table. Shout out to Lovecraft Country alum. I believe this is her first Oscar nomination, so I'm very, very happy for her. I don't think that if she wins, I'm gonna be happy. But I don't think that in this Academy that they will vote for her like that. Tiana Taylor does have a good argument to win. And I mean, she did win the Golden Globe. So that is some positive momentum that can go in her favor. And I think, matter of fact, I'm going to put it on Tiana Taylor. I think Tiana Taylor will win it. The reason why is because I don't think the Academy respects horror the way that they should. And I think that's why Amy Madigan is not going to win. I'd be surprised if she does. But I don't think Academy voters are going to be like, oh, let me sit down and watch this horror. Horror is too polarizing. We'll get into that, but it's too polarizing. And you don't really see horror movies get the kind of respect that it should. So I think it's going to go to Tiana Taylor because you're probably going to have more Academy people love and adore One Battle more than anything else. Next up, we have Best Visual Effects. We got F1. We got Avatar, Fire and Ash, The Lost Bus, Sinners, and Jurassic World Rebirth. All right, let's kick out some of the weak links. Lost Bus, goodbye. You out of here. Now, I don't even know why you're here. Jurassic World, stop playing. Go away. Sinners, y'all know y'all got my heart. I can't give y'all visual for this. Not for this. Like, this movie, it had some nice visuals, but against F1 and Avatar, that's tough. Here's the crazy thing. The only thing Avatar's really got, without question, is the visuals. Like, if Avatar loses visuals, they might as well stop making Avatar movies. Because if that's its strongest suit. That's its strength right there. So conventional thinking, I think, would suggest that Avatar should win this. But I don't think F1 is any slouch either. When you get into them racing cars, that could be more cinematography, but I'm just going to go with the safe bet and go with Avatar. That's my safe bet. I do think F1 could be sneaky. But if we're talking about visual effects, I mean, come on now. Avatar, the whole movie is visual effects. So I'll go with Avatar on that one. Okay. Now we're talking about best cinematography. You got Sinners. You got Train Dreams, One Battle After Another, Frankenstein, and Marty Supreme. I'm going to say Train Dreams, go take a seat. Marty Supreme, nah. Frankenstein, I don't think so. It's going to be between One Battle After Another and Sinners. Let me give you the case for both. I know one thing that has constantly been brought up when it comes to One Battle After Another is the cinematography and the shots, especially in the final scene. Matter of fact, it's right there. It's They show it right here. This scene right here with the hills and the driving and all that stuff, that is a really, really good, solid scene. It's really, really good, cinematography wise. I haven't seen anything like it, but it's definitely a solid case to be made, amongst others in the film. Now, ain't nobody checking for this. Sinners, on the other hand, to me, I think should win, because I didn't even notice this. I noticed it the first time when I went to watch the film that they were changing the aspect ratios and stuff. Like once Grace let them all in, aspect ratio changed. I didn't realize that has been happening throughout the whole film. Ryan was out here. I mean, this man loves his aspect ratios, his different lenses, the IMAX and all of that. This man was playing with our eyeballs, and some of us didn't even know it. That's great cinematography to me. So I'm going to lean Sinners on cinematography, specifically because of the well-timed aspect ratios and the changes. Because if you notice, and if you're paying attention to it, the aspect ratio change pulls you into the movie even more. And the cinematography, the angles that are used, and the timing is just perfect. So I'm going to lean with Sinners on best cinematography. But I could see the upset with one battle. But I'm gonna go with Sinners. All right. We did that. Okay. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Best supporting actor. Stellan Skarsgård, Sentimental Value. Jacob Elordi, Frankenstein. Benicio del Toro, One Battle After Another, played the sensei. Sean Penn, One Battle After Another. And then the great Delroy Lindo in Sinners. Oh, this is tough. This is tough. This is probably one of the stiffest competitive categories. Stellan obviously has been a career actor, did a wonderful job. I think the only hope he has here amongst this competition is somebody in the Academy saying, oh, well, he just, he's been around for a long time. We got to give him something. I feel like that's the only reason he would get this. Jacob, if you watch Frankenstein, gives a fantastic performance. And I wouldn't say he carries it, but he almost feels more than a supporting character. He almost feels like a co-lead in the movie. And usually when you can have a supporting character transcend their responsibility to support the main, that's usually when you have a sign of a great actor. Now, I'm not saying this is exactly the same, but it's similar to how Heath Ledger's Joker transcended the role of just being a supporting character and damn near took over the movie. That's similar to what Jacob Elordi did in Frankenstein. Benicio, as the sensei, entertaining, but you're not carrying anything. You're just not. Delroy has been deserving. Delroy has been putting it on the line. And I'm not saying that because of what he's done in the past, he deserves it now. But Delroy has never failed to deliver quality, even in his smallest roles. And that monologue scene that he gave, that, by the way, the New York Times awarded him and was just like, you know, one of the best supporting performances. So to me, oh, dang, I'm sorry. I forgot about Sean Penn. When it comes to One Battle After Another, the one thing, and I've had a lot of debates with my critic friends and people of the like about One Battle After Another. The one thing that has gone unquestioned was that Sean Penn made that movie. Sean Penn, whether you like him or not, was the best highlight in that movie. Period. I even said that in my review, that I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the competition is, but Sean Penn out here about to get that supporting actor award. And I have to stand by that. Because he checks off all the boxes. He checks off the box of a solid performance, he's critical to the film, and he transcends the idea of maybe I'm more than just a supporting actor here. I got to go with Sean Penn. I said it when I first saw the movie. I want Delroy to win. I need Delroy to win something, but I got to give it to Sean Penn. I think he's going to win this. We'll see. I don't know if he got a bad relationship with Hollywood or not, but, you know, we will see. Interesting category, a little bit different. First ever best casting at the Oscars. Now, this does not mean best ensemble. It's going really to the casting director. In other words, who put the best people together in a film? We have Hamnet, we got Sinners, we got The Secret Agent, One Battle After Another, and Marty Supreme. First off, I will say go away, Hamnet. Hamnet, it ain't you. Secret Agent, nah, I don't think so. One battle, Marty Supreme, I'm gonna have to kick you out too. I'm gonna have to kick you out. Good contender. Good contender. Solid supporting cast. Because this is the first time this category has existed, I don't know what the Academy is looking for. Because to me, when I think about casting directors, not ensemble, we're not talking about how well they work together. We're talking about who put the pieces on the board. To me, it would seem as though the most difficult thing to do is take actors with big names, big salaries, and conflicting schedules and put them all on the same set. You had Benicio, you had Sean Penn, you had Leo, you had a lot of people showing up. You had Regina Hall. You had a lot in One Battle After Another. That's a lot. To be able to successfully cast that much talent and put them in the same movie, that's a lot. Now, Sinners is no joke. You got Michael B. Jordan, you got Woomney, you got Delroy, and I'm not knocking them, but I would be under the impression that it's a lot harder to get Benicio and Leonardo and, you know, Tiana and I'm just saying, I think it's a lot more difficult to get that group cast in one movie and actually make it work scheduling wise than it is for the cast of Sinners. Now, Critics' Choice, we also had best casting and Sinners won. Again, Team Sinners. But I think it would go to One Battle when it comes to the Academy. So we'll see. My prediction will go to One Battle. But I'm definitely not mad if Sinners wins that as well. Definitely not mad. Next up, we get into the juicy stuff now. We get into Best Actress. Jessie Buckley and Hamnet. Rose Byrne and If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Renee Renza, I'm not gonna try that. Sentimental Value. Emma Stone, Begonia, and then Kate Hudson, Song Sung Blue. First off, Kate, sorry, goodbye. I feel like I liked Emma Stone in Begonia. I liked it. Like, that was a movie that I was entertained by. First of all, the fact that Jesse Plemons was not in the Best Supporting Actor is a problem. That's a problem. Like, Jesse Plemons was fantastic. Unless they put him in lead. I don't remember. I don't think he's in lead. But Jesse Plemons needs more attention. That man is fantastic. Like, when I see Jesse Plemons in a film, I know there's quality. But Emma Stone did a wonderful job in this film. She really sold it. I was with it. But man, I think that's going to go to Jesse. If you've watched Hamnet, and it is a tear jerker, Jesse she just did a fantastic job. Like, I mean, y'all know Hollywood love them some Shakespeare. They love them some Shakespeare. I could see Jesse winning this. Because it was more focused on her. I don't know. I think I'm gonna give it to Jesse on this one. I could see Emma winning it, but man, Hamnet was a tough one, and that one I could totally see people really leaning forward into that one. All right, we went from Best Actress. Now it's Best Actor. Best Actor. We got Michael B. Jordan, Sinners. Hold on, I've been practicing. Timothée Chalamet. Okay, I got it. Chalamet. I was messing that up so much. And Marty Supreme, Leonardo DiCaprio in One Battle After Another, Ethan Hawke in Blue Moon, and Wagner Moura in The Secret Agent. So who can we cross off first? Ethan Hawke, sorry, you my man, not here. Not here. Congrats on the nomination, but not here. So Blue Moon is out of there. Leonardo, thanks for showing up. Goodbye. You got to go. Like, to me, I didn't feel like Leo was actually a lead in One Battle After Another. He might have been a lead on paper because you need to sign Leonardo DiCaprio and he ain't about to come and just be some supporting character for you. But it's similar like that Tarantino film, with Brad Pitt. Like, I don't see Leo as a strong lead in this film. And we've seen Leo at his best. This wasn't it. Not saying he was bad, but this wasn't like, oh, you were a lead actor. No, this sounded like more. Matter of fact, I would have argued instead of Leo, y'all should have put Jesse Plemons here. I would have preferred Jesse Plemons being in this category over Leonardo DiCaprio. And I don't think that should even be controversial. He just did a better job, better performance, and added way more to his movie compared to Leo. And I think Leo only got here because it's Leo, and there's a whole lot of bias currently for One Battle After Another. So that leaves us down to Wagner, who, by the way, I don't know if Wagner will win. I do believe Wagner won. He won it in what was that? Golden Globes. So he could be a dark horse, a little upset here. I don't think that's going to be it. Here's where it gets tricky. If it comes down to Timothée and Michael B, You got two things going at that point. One, this is Michael B's very first Oscar nomination. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This, I believe, was his best performance to date. That does not mean that the Academy will recognize that. Why? Because I've seen people like Lupita Nyong'o kill it in 2 roles in Us. And even if the movie wasn't that strong, her performance was, and the Academy was like, nah, we good. We straight. So now the other thing is, I don't know. And maybe I would say this. Look at the SAG Awards, because I believe SAG comes out before the Oscars. We need to see what SAG does with the best actor. Because I think if the actors respect and like Timothy enough, I think he will win the Oscar. Because for whatever reason, you know, it feels like Hollywood don't really like Chalamet like that. Executives like him. I'm just saying, like, I remember he was at some award show and he said something like, oh man, like, you know, I really want to be like the best one day. And I remember he was getting criticized for that. People in Hollywood was like, oh, how dare he want to be the best? How dare he's so not humble. He's so arrogant. I'm like, what? Why wouldn't somebody want to be the best at whatever they do? Like, why is that such a taboo? So I don't know. That could be one of those Holly weird mentalities. I don't know. But I would love for Michael B to win this. I just have the feeling the Academy ain't going to give it to him. I have the feeling the Academy will go to Timothy, or they'll try and be like, no, let's go with the international. Let's go with Wagner. Let's go with Wagner instead. I could see that happening. But personal, I would vote for Michael B. My prediction is going to be Timothy. That's my prediction. Now we getting down to the nitty-gritty, the big 2. We have Best Director. Ryan Coogler, Sinners. Paul Thomas Anderson, One Battle After Another. Chloe Zhao, Hamnet. Trier and Sentimental Value. And Josh Safdie and Marty Supreme. Okay. Let's take a look. Sentimental Value, go away. Chloe Zhao did win Best Director at the Golden Globes. I don't think that's going to happen here, though. So, respectfully, go away. Josh Safdie, Marty Supreme? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't see it. Great performance from Timothy, but I don't see it. So it's going to come down to the big 2. And I think we all kind of know it's going to come down to the big 2. Ryan Coogler as Sinners and Paul Thomas Anderson, One Battle After Another. I think y'all know who I would pick. So I'm just going to skip to it, and I'm just going to say I believe it's going to go to Paul Thomas Anderson. I've told y'all this before, and I don't like it. I keep hearing too many people in the film industry talk about how good and how great Paul Thomas Anderson legacy is, and how many times he's come up short, and how he just deserves this now. I hate that. That's not what I want to hear. Because you could make that same argument for a number of Black actors, actresses, and filmmakers who have done fantastic work, but have not really won and crossed the finish line. You could say that for a lot of them. So if that excuse don't work for them, I don't want that excuse to work for PTA either. Only give it to him if you really truly believe that his work was the best directorial work. Now, I'm going to have an argument in just a second as to why I think it should actually go to Ryan Coogler. But, you know, bias exists. And if I had to give maybe a little plausible doubt that would work against Sinners for the Academy, it could just be that bias of people don't like horror movies. Because if you notice, one thing that ends up happening in the Academy, they do not really respect other genres that are not directly dramas. If it's not a tearjerker, serious, dramatic cinema, they don't usually mess with that. They don't give it the same level of respect. If it's a comedy, not so much. If it's a horror, hell no. What was the last big horror that really got Academy attention? Was it The Exorcist? Maybe? I could be wrong. What was that, in the 70s? Like seriously, when was the last time a horror movie was in serious contention? And I'm not talking about horror adjacent, right? I'm not talking about something like Get Out. Get Out would be horror adjacent, where horror is not really the main thing. Because to me, Get Out was more of a socio-psychological thriller. And maybe it was scary for some people. Maybe it had some scary small moments, but the whole goal of Get Out was not to sit here and be like, boo, let me scare you. That's not what Get Out was. So was Blair Witch nominated? I don't remember. Maybe it was. Blair Witch would fit the category if it was nominated, but I don't think it won, right? So I think we're not going to get into the racial stuff yet, but I think the natural bias that the Academy has had against anything that's not specifically a drama is going to work against Ryan Coogler, and that's where they'll lean Paul Thomas Anderson, even though One Battle After Another won for Best Musical Comedy in the Golden Globes, because it is like a weird, it's like a dramedy. Like it has that dark humor, which to me is like, again, for a very specific crowd. So anyway, you've got Best Director. And of course, if you're talking about Best Director, naturally, you have to start talking about Best Picture. And we have our full list now. We got Train Dreams, Secret Agent, F1, Begonia, One Battle After Another, Sentimental Value, Marty Supreme, Frankenstein, Hamnet, and Sinners. Let's cut off these weakest links. We already know if it's 10 of y'all, some of y'all are there for participation. Train Dreams, thanks for playing. Goodbye. Secret Agents, get out of here. F1, listen, entertaining, but not here. Begonia, I wish you could get a little bit more love, but this you can't be at the big boys table right now. Sentimental Value, out of here. Marty Supreme, yeah, right. Frankenstein, you tried it. Hamnet, in another world, in another year, maybe, not here. We know this is going down between Sinners and One Battle After Another. And unless, I don't know how the Academy votes, I know how Critics' Choice votes, unless there's a weird voting system like doing ranked choice voting that would split the votes between Sinners and and One Battle, maybe Hamnet could sneak in there by default, but I don't see that happening. I would vote Sinners. I believe that if you win Best Director, you're going to win Best Picture. And I believe the Academy is going to vote for Paul Thomas Anderson, and they will therefore vote for Best Picture. I mean, think about it. What sense does that really make? How are you the Best Director, but you don't have the Best Picture? Literally, how does that make sense? What did you direct? Man, you the Best Director of nothing. Like, how does that make sense? So if I think it's 1-1, whoever wins director, you're gonna win picture. It's usually, not always, the way it goes. All right. So my prediction is one battle after another. But now we got to talk. Now we got to talk. Let's look at the totality of these nominations. Because y'all, Sinners has broken the record as being the most nominated film of all time with 16 nominations. And listen, One Battle is no slouch. It's got 13 nominations. It's right there. After that, it's everybody else. Frankenstein, Marty Supreme, Sentimental Value. Whatever. We know this is a two-headed monster going up against each other. It's Sinners and One Battle after another. I want to bring something up. I want to post something because once again, Sinners has broken history. I want to put this in context. Sinners has not only broken history with the most nominations, it did that with an extra category that was added that wasn't even there before. Right? So like the best casting that didn't exist before. So all the other movies that had the most nominations, they did not have that. And Sinners still took that and added another nomination and is now the most ever. Let's put that into context. What does that look like? I think I have the image here. Where is it? Yeah, take a look at this. The movies that have been in that contention were La La Land, which I really enjoyed. I'm not a musical guy, but man, La La Land was a solid movie. All About Eve, which I know you guys love that movie from 1951 or 7, one of those. And Titanic. Sinners, I want y'all to understand what this means. Sinners has more nominations than All About Eve, La La Land, and Titanic. Now, I did a little bit digging, and I looked at all these other movies, Titanic, All About Eve, and La La Land. Do you know what they all have in common? They all have one thing in common. They all have the best director. The movies that have been all-time highs with nominations, every single one of them won best director. Now, there's only one fluke. Because in addition to all of them, so Titanic, All About Eve, in addition to them winning best director, they all won best movie except for La La Land. And you know what's funny about that? Do y'all remember the La La Land fiasco? Do y'all remember when they went up there and they said, and the best picture goes to La La Land? And La La Land people came up there and they was all happy and they was like, yeah, we won. We the best. We the best, y'all. La, 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 la. And then they was like, record scratch. Sorry, our bad. It was actually Moonlight. Y'all won. Hey, La La Land, y'all get out of here. Moonlight, y'all come up. Sorry, we messed up. It was a little Freudian slip. We wanted La La Land to win, but it was actually Moonlight. That's what happened with that, if you recall. So again, I haven't looked at the whole history, but I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, I'm not even putting my critic's hat on. But if you sit here and tell me that a movie has been nominated, in other words, it is the best, the top 5 out of all the movies in the year in more categories than everyone else, how is that not best director worthy? Because it's the director that's in charge of hiring the makeup, hiring the casting, hiring the director puts the whole show together, the whole thing. So if you have a movie that is breaking records in terms of all the little things that it's good at compared to everybody else, how is that not a best director worthy inclination? And as I've talked about, if it's best director worthy, how is that not worthy of best picture? The best comparison I can give you is for my basketball fans out there. Imagine if we're talking hoops now, right? Imagine you have a player and we're talking about who's the MVP, right? And you have a player who is top 5 in points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks, low turnovers, every category. That player is top 5. And its competition maybe was good in 1 or 2 categories. If Sinners can be highly reviewed by critics and audiences, break box office records, have cultural impact, have record-breaking nominations, if it can do all of that and it still can't win Best Director for Ryan Coogler, and it still can't win Best Picture, then I only have one question. What more does it take? What more does it take for a black filmmaker to make a black-centered movie to accomplish and check off all those things and not be a shoo-in to win? What more does it take? It's not a trick question at all. At all. I'm talking about objectively a film in the top 5 of every single category, and you don't give that movie the best director and the best movie. I don't know what qualifies anymore. What more does it take? Because if we're being honest, here's the ugly truth. Here's the ugly truth. It is amazing. And my heart goes out to the Sinners team and the cast and the crew and everything. I am ecstatic that they have broken the record for getting the most nominations. But you know what the ugly truth is? It feels like a setup. It feels like a secondary award situation is about to happen. It feels like they about to be like, hey, listen, we gave y'all best score, we gave y'all best casting, we gave y'all best original adaptation. Listen, here, damn. That's how it feels. It feels like a whole bunch of here, damn awards. Y'all not happy with the nominations? It's fine. Get out of here. But we're not going to give y'all the actual ones that we know are more prestigious. And again, I hope I'm wrong, but I'm just looking at the facts. I'm looking at the fact that y'all got a movie breaking records, box office, reviews, nominations. If I was an alien coming to Earth, I'd be like, that's the winner, right? I don't even need to see the movie. We don't need to see the movie. If you just check off those accomplishments, how is that not the best movie of the year? And I hear y'all, because I know somebody gonna come in the comments I know it happens literally all the time. Man, we don't have to chase the white man's validation. Man, we don't need to care about the Oscars. Hey. You're right. You're not wrong. I'm not going to argue with that. And guess what? We got the NAACP awards. We got shout out to the AFCA awards, African American Film Critic Association. We got Celebration of Black Cinema. Guess what? They see us. That's okay. But what I'm not going to do is be naive about the fact that the Oscars do carry value. Objectively, they carry value. The Oscars are game changers. The Oscars, when you are a winner of an Oscar, you get more opportunities. You get more, your career takes a nice bump. Your movie, your everything goes up in value immediately. I didn't make the rules. I didn't make the system. This is just my observation. But again, I have to ask the question, if a black filmmaker who makes a horror movie that's R-rated and black-centered can have highly reviewed by critics and audiences, culturally resonating with people, getting the most nominations ever, if that can't be the clear-cut winner, what will it take? If that's not as close to perfection, that I don't know what else is. And I'm not saying Sinners is a perfect movie. I am saying, given the competition in this year and the accomplishments Sinners has already had time and time again, objectively, which means I don't care about your personal opinion. You don't have to like Sinners. Your personal opinion has nothing to do with the fact that it's nominated 16 times. Your personal opinion has nothing to do with the fact that people went out there and made this movie $300+ million while it was R-rated and black-centered. Your personal opinion does not matter. The fact that people are still talking about Sinners way after the movie's been out. Your personal opinion has nothing to do with the fact that people liked the movie and so did critics. These are just objective facts. So if those things don't matter, what does? I don't know. So I would hope that Sinners gets in there and Sinners wins what it needs to win. Do I think Sinners should win all 16? I don't think that's realistic. But do I think it should absolutely win score, adapted screenplay? I'm rooting for supporting either one of the supporting roles. I'm rooting for Michael B. Jordan. I absolutely think Ryan should win Best Director. I absolutely think it should win Best Picture. Again, checking off all the boxes. I don't see how you can make an argument against it outside of, well, I just liked one battle after another more. I just liked it. Again, that's fine. That's cool. When I look at art, because movies are art, I look at a combination of things. Of course, there's my personal opinion, but then I'm not arrogant enough to believe that whatever E-Man likes has to be the best in the world. No, I'm not arrogant. I'm not pretentious like that. I look at all those other factors. I look at all those other things in combination to be like, man, you know what? Even if I didn't like this thing, I can't deny this, and this, and this. So I'd like y'all to know that this t-shirt is going to be available, completely unrelated, of course. I will post the link for y'all. Matter of fact, I'll post it right now in the comments in case anybody wants it. Feel free to get that while it's available. But yes, let's get back to track. Sorry. Completely unrelated, by the way. What more does it take? That's really going to be the question I'm going to ask is, if they don't win it, what more is it going to take? All right, guys, you let me know, what are your thoughts on the Oscar nominations? What are your thoughts on the predictions? Feel free to weigh in on your predictions as well. Shout out to the replay gang. But feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. All right. We got some things. Hold on. All right, let me catch up, guys. Let me catch up. I'm a coming. JN, I need to leave corporate to write Batman and Blade. Ooh, hey. Go get it. Go get it. Right? I'd love to see it, man. I would love to see it. Let's see. Engagement. What you got? I've binge watched many hours of Coogler talking sinners. The cloud dancers lack the capacity and cultural fluency to properly recognize the film. And that's one of the reasons why I say sometimes something is going to be outside of your purview. Something is going to be outside of what you are familiar with. But at some point, all these other things outside of yourself have to come into play. They have to, right? I can't tell you. There are so many times there are movies that I'm like, man, I ain't checking for that movie. I don't want to watch that movie. But the second it starts to get into the conversation, the second people are like, nah, this is actually Best Picture. Nah, this is actually, again, it's a different responsibility. I'm a critic, but I'll be like, all right, this doesn't resonate for me. This probably ain't even for me. Let me go watch it. Matter of fact, that was me in La La Land, to be honest with you. I do not like movies that like to placate to Hollywood. I hate it because Hollywood loves musicals. They love movies. Hollywood loves movies about Hollywood. I hate that. It's so annoying to me. But when I kept seeing all the talk behind La La Land, and I kept seeing everybody gassing it up and hyping it up, I was like, man, let me just see what the hype is about. And I watched that movie and I was like, yo, this is a good movie. This is a good movie. I'm not even a fan of Ryan like that, but I was like, you know what? They did the thing. They did the thing. So I'm okay with that. But I really wish people will look outside of themselves and their cultural blinders and just be like, you know what? Maybe there's something here I don't see. And maybe at the very least, I need to give credit where it's due. JN, Sinners will have a color purple like Oscars in the main categories. Tiana wins for the 2025-26 Monsters Ball acting role. Internet will be on fire. Yeah, I didn't want to go into that, but that is very possible. And I've talked about that. I don't know. I've been thinking about putting that all together as well. I mean, we talked about it last week that Hollywood loves to reward negative black stereotypes. They love it. They love doing that. If you a little too positive and you a black, no, we don't understand that. We don't like it. We don't want it. Ooh, Halle Berry naked? Oscar. Yeah. Ooh, Denzel Washington? No. Not for Malcolm X. Ooh, for a corrupt police officer? Yeah, we like that. Will Smith, positive black father, taking care of his kid? Nah, we don't like that. Ooh, is that Forrest Whitaker as a black dictator? Yeah, give him the Oscar. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? So yeah, it's sad that the hypersexualization that happened with Tiana Taylor could be awarded here. That could be what actually wins it for her. And I hate that because I think she is a fantastic actress. I think she did a wonderful job in one battle after another. I liked her. I didn't like exactly how her character was written, but I do understand the complexities behind it. But it is sad that hypersexualized component is there, and that could be enough for some people. Because I think that I thought her character was good without the hypersexualization. I don't think you needed that. But again, another conversation. Regina, I am so salty. The weather knocked my internet out. Oh, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. And by the way, I hope y'all staying warm out there. Y'all see, I couldn't even wear my t-shirt normal. Like, it's cold right now. I got a foot warmer right here under my desk because there's a window right here. Yo, shout out to the wife. She had the idea to cover it up with the plastic stuff to keep the cold air drafts down. Yo, it's stupid cold. Yo, it's so cold. I just took Kobe out earlier. And, we're not doing that walking down the block thing. Nah, bro, you got a patch in the backyard. Hit it right now. We've been practicing this year round, right? All year we've been practicing, and I've been training you so that way you can go. This dog went outside, got the started feeling that cold, and he started sniffing like, I wonder if I'm gonna go poop over here or if I'm gonna poop there. I said, get to focus. And he was like, huh? Oh yeah. Ooh, it is cold. Got to pooping in 1 minute. Must have set a record. Had to set a record. I ain't never seen him poop so fast. I said, my man, let's go. Let's get inside. Okay. Get inside right now. Because it's negative 10 degrees outside. You die by breathing out there. Your lungs are frozen. So yeah, my man, got it done in and out. But thank you so much, Regina. I appreciate you. Hopefully the internet and everything is acting all right. Mike, what you got? Get Out was definitely scary for us kinfolk. Still be looking sideways at teacups. Listen, it's a different kind of fear. Okay, it's a different. First of all, let me ask you this, Mike. You going to somebody's house that don't look like your kin, and you drinking out a teacup that look like that? No, you're not. The ancestors already gonna be like, son, get out. Like, literally, get out. So you already know that's not happening. That's not a realistic fear for us. Okay, the real fear, I think, are the people who learned that we can see through their claim that they would vote for Obama 3 times. I think that's the real fear. I think that's the real scary part for the people that are like, oh no, they know that we're lying. I think that's the real fear. Let me get off this. I'm sorry. I gotta get off this. Y'all gonna get me in trouble. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate you. Famous, what you got? Happy New Year. Same thing. Is there a limit? It's like January 23rd. When do we, it's not against you. I've always just wondered. It's the same thing of like, when do you put up the Christmas tree? What's the cutoff date for the New Year's? I've always wondered that. Is it 10 days? I thought it was 10 days. I thought it was like, a week and a half. I don't know. Anyway, Happy New Year. Checking in from the future. I am actually 2-time defending E-Man Fantasy. Why did I read this? Fantasy Football League champion, making me the greatest Loki ever. Hammer Time, Do Right by Blade, Do Right by T'Challa. Why did I read this? I should have skipped this. I should have skipped this. Okay, I should have skipped this. Congratulations to Famous for winning E-Man's Fantasy Football League this year. It was a complete fluke. I don't forget, I did win it first. Okay, I did win it first. So y'all probably learned from me. Okay, we had a bad year. It was rough, but it's okay. No other excuses. It is what it is. Congrats to you, and congrats to the rest of the players. Listen, we're gonna come back strong next year. Okay, just like my Bears. We're gonna come back strong. We're not playing with y'all no more. Okay, we're not playing. Natalie coming through. Boy carried his movie, but Michael B was twins. Yeah, I mean, Paddle Boy. Marty Sabrina, like I definitely agree that Timothy, if he wins, I'm not gonna be shocked. I'm just not. He did a very, very good job. And I know some people didn't like the answer I gave of why I think some people might prefer Timothy over Michael B, which was, Michael B had a stronger ensemble, and that might have taken a little bit of the shine away versus Timothy, who, he was focused on a little bit more. They both had great supporting cast, but the focus was a little bit more on him specifically. But yeah, I agree. Like, I think Michael B should win it. Again, I think that was one of his best. So I don't know. Natalie, is Miles nominated or just the composers? I don't believe Miles wrote the song, so I think Ludwig would be the one that would actually be winning. So I think that's where that would come from. Speaking of from, who said this? I don't know nothing. The moment I know it, I'm gonna let y'all know. I promise you, I will let y'all know the moment I know. Regina, you know Ryan won't get it because of clan scene. I mean, very possible. Listen, there used to be a time when you could hate two types of people with no pushback. That was the KKK and Nazis. Now it's questionable. Those are the times we live in. Now it's questionable. Yikes. Tracy, Sinners would win if it were about slavery. Facts. Yeah. Y'all know the Academy love them some good slave movies. They love it. And sprinkle in a white savior in there. You definitely go. Didn't Brad Pitt get nominated in 12 Years a Slave for something like that? They love it. Jay, and by the way, you're welcome, Chicago. Calem's from DC. Hey, we'll take it. He's home. Listen, he's home now. Okay. This is his home now, and we love him. We love Caleb. Ms. Duvernay lost for calling LBJ a racist. Oh, well, you can't go after the memories. You got to protect. Listen, imagine if somebody made a movie about Abraham Lincoln and told the truth. Imagine if someone made a movie about Abraham Lincoln and actually showed that he didn't care about slavery like that. Imagine if someone made a movie about Abraham Lincoln and he actually talked about how he preferred to take the slaves and to just ship them all back to Africa. You think that would win some awards? I don't. I don't. So yeah, but hey, go watch Lincoln and have fun with that. It's nice to romanticize that. But if we only told the truth, if don't tell the truth about Thomas Jefferson. Don't ever. What was that book he wrote? Hold on. I want somebody to read that one day. I need somebody. Whew. Y'all want to know a scary story? Go read Thomas Jefferson Notes on the State of Virginia. Notes on the State of Virginia. That is the book that Thomas Jefferson wrote. Go read that and let me know if anybody would dare do an autobiography based off of that man's thoughts. History is ugly. History is ugly. Quiet One, what you got? Thank you so much. I know Silence of the Lambs is considered a horror thriller, but that was 1992. The last time a horror type movie was won Best Picture, actor, director, and adaptive screenplay at Oscars. Yeah, I don't. To me, that's horror adjacent, right? Like when I think of horror, straight up horror, I think of the number one purpose in the film is to literally make you scared. And I don't mean like, oh man, no, I mean I'm gonna have nightmares, like scared. That primal objective is fear. I don't think that was the case with Silence of the Lambs. I just don't. Absolutely a thriller, absolutely a psychological thriller, and with some horror elements. So to me, I think that, The Conjuring, that's traditional horror. The Exorcist, that's traditional horror. Nightmare on Elm Street, those are traditional horrors because they have one job, and that is to scare you, right? I I wouldn't even say that Sinners. Yeah, like I agree with that. I wouldn't even say Sinners is traditional horror. Sinners is socio thriller horror, because the primary driving factors in Sinner is the sociological aspect. It's the social stuff that's going on. It's the racism. It's the time period. It's all the horror is, oh, by the way, they're vampires. That's what it is. It's not the main driving component. It's the fact that you're dealing with the Klan. It's the fact that you're dealing with black people. It's the fact that you're dealing with Jim Crow. And then, by the way, vampires are there. You know, and again, it's the same thing with like comedy. Anchorman, straight comedy. Hangover, straight comedy. But if you take something like, you know, I'm trying to think of like what a dramedy would be. I mean, One Battle is kind of a dramedy, you know, with the Christmas Buyers Club or whatever that was called. Like they threw in comedy somewhere, but the vast majority of the movie is more of a drama, you know. So, you know, I understand what you mean though. Like for 92, they probably thought it that way, but I think overall Silence of the Lambs is definitely more psychological thriller. And by the way, I don't know if you got the message, Quiet One. I cannot find Dutchman. Like I looked, nowhere close to me. Like not even a 50-minute drive can I find it anywhere. So I gotta wait till streaming, man. I gotta wait. Mike, I'm just gonna say I wouldn't be surprised if the 16 nominations is ain't that enough and don't give them nothing at all, but they should get one though type of award. Totally agree. Totally agree. I think that's exactly what it will be. I do think it'll get more than one. You know, like I do think that they like if Sinners doesn't win at least one award, and I know this is going to be a huge thing to say, but I would be on the verge of being like, you know what? It's time to boycott the Oscars. If that movie can't win at least one, it's time to just boycott them. Not like, oh, I'm not going to watch. No. We need to boycott y'all because y'all are extremely problematic. Extremely. Whew. Man, they wouldn't dare. They don't have the guts. They don't have the guts to do that. Oh, such a problem. Pixie, thank you so much for the contribution. I really, really appreciate that. Hold on a second. I'm gonna make sure my phone wasn't ringing. Replay Gang. Shout out to Replay Gang. While I fold clothing. Good night, everyone. And oh yeah, my B-Day is Sunday. Aquarius Gang. Shout out to us. Hey, happy pre-birthday to you. You know, I hope that you have a fantastic birthday. Enjoy. Matter of fact, it's my daughter's birthday coming up this weekend as well. So we will be celebrating with her and enjoying it. I'll send you guys, we'll share some pictures and stuff later. But she's about to be 12. Oh, I already got an 18-year-old. Why I gotta have a 12-year-old too? Like, that's too much. Like, come on now. Slow down. So anyway, oh my God. How did I make this close to 3 hours? Ugh. What did we talk about? Why were we here this long? I didn't know it was like, I thought, man, listen, I tell you, I was like, man, this would be 2 hours. Now I'm gonna be in and out. I'm gonna go eat and everything. See, it was the Oscars. It was the nomination thing. That's what got it. It had to be. You know, that's gonna get under my skin. That was gonna get me. Quiet One, what you got? If Sinners don't win an Oscar, we need to make our own Oscars. I don't think. The funny thing is, you know, like I said, we have other award shows. It's too much money. It's too much money. It's so much freaking money. The amount of money that goes into the Oscars is stupid. It's stupid. But you know, whatever. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes. I do go over. I don't try. I don't listen. Everything y'all get from me is organic. Everything. It's just I just be here. And I am old. Y'all see, man, y'all see the salt and pepper I don't like this because this literally crept up on me, and I was like, why? First, it started with 1 or 2, and I started plucking them, but then they came back like, oh, guess who's Bazak? And now they spreading and multiplying like they the baby kids or something, you know. I am old. I'm getting there. It is. All right, guys. That's all I got for today. I want to thank you so much for the for your time. I appreciate it as always. No, I won't talk about it. So we're not going to cover Wonder Man. Like I said, I wasn't feeling it like that. I don't think that's something that we can cover. But you got my review there. And yeah, we'll talk about some other stuff probably next week. But anyway, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you for real. Thank you for the donations as well. I do appreciate that, of course. And you guys know the routine. Wait. Ooh, Regina, you just came in. I think Miles, Raphael, Ludwig will perform. That'd be dope. Hey, well, they won't do it. But throw Juvie in there. Throw Juvenile in there. They're not gonna do it. But they should do it. But they won't. But I love it if they would. Anyway. All right, guys. Y'all know the routine. Wash your hands, wash your butts, and everything in between. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.